to get themselves up to take on the three-time reigning Premier Hawthorn. It was a big challenge and many people thought that it was a challenge too difficult, but the Western Bulldogs rose triumphantly again.
If the Dogs were to go any deeper into the finals, they would have to overcome three-time defending premiers Hawthorn in the semis. And in front of more than 87,000 fans at the MCG, that's exactly what they did.
It gets through as a snap, and what a beauty it is. They needed a block.
That's despite Hawthorn's 344 games of finals experience compared to the Bulldogs' 106. The gold and brown era was over as the Dogs ended Hawthorn's premiership reign and advanced to their first preliminary final since 2010.
Mitchell can't get it out. Liverkin, you know who. Of course it's him. It's him. You know who it is.
In a stunning performance that continued the Bulldogs' fairy tale September, they outmuscled and outran their more experienced opponents to win by 23 points, with Hawthorn out in straight sets. Bulldog star Marcus Bontempelli enhanced his reputation with a best-on-ground performance. The third quarter was when Bontempelli caught fire and landed the body blows as the Bulldogs turned a one-point deficit into a 26-point lead.
It's been 55 years to the day they've won consecutive finals.
Afterwards, a gracious losing coach, Alistair Clarkson, gave his opposite a hug and wished him well.
Yeah, if there was any doubt, the Western Bulldogs franked a great win against West Coast the week before in WA with an emphatic straight sets victory against the Hawks. 87,000 people. Belief, confidence, a little bit of arrogance. It had all of that, and the Western Bulldogs and the footballing public were really starting, perhaps not the Bulldogs, but the public and the media were certainly starting to think back and go, oh, hang on, this group has got something special about it. Was that the feeling within the group?
I think so, yeah. I think the belief had been there for a long, long time, and I've held that theory for a while, that you either have belief or you don't. You don't kind of get to the end of the year and say, oh, you know, do we or don't we? This team had it a long way out, but like you say, you could feel the groundswell around us, underneath us, that we had momentum in a final series, which is something we hadn't had in my time.
Kingy, you watch a lot of Bulldogs games this year, and as the season continued to progress, and we've talked a lot about the injuries that the group has had to overcome in the various challenges, but it almost looked as though got over West Coast, go into Hawthorn, but this group, this club, just wanted and relished the next challenge. Who's next? Who's in front of us? And we'll meet it head on.
Yeah, to see how many happy people there were after that West Coast final, and the boys did celebrate in the rooms and really proud of their efforts. I think that's almost addictive to a sense, that let's take that momentum that Bob touched on before and let's head back to Melbourne in front of a capacity crowd. These are the moments why you play footy, and here we are against the three-time premiers. This is it. This is the moment. This is the occasion, and to see such a young group step up and embrace that occasion, internally I had a little doubt or fear that, geez, I hope the occasion doesn't overawe our young group, but to see them individually all step up and play key roles at key moments and obviously get the result was, yeah, just great to be a part of.
Well, 12 months earlier you got bundled out by the Adelaide Crows at the same venue. Did you feel that that was a little monkey off the back, winning against Hawthorn at the same venue?
Yeah, and again, it wasn't spoken about, but I think it did kind of put an exclamation on that. This was a serious footy team, and to win two finals in a row on big stages, we were a handful.
A handful was the next challenge. You had to hop on the plane, head to Spotless Stadium and take on the GWS Giants, who had just steamrolled the Sydney Swans the week earlier, had earnt the preliminary final spot. The Western Bulldogs, well, outside of their four walls, very few people thought the Bulldogs could get over the top of the Giants at home in Sydney.